Hello, this is Chiak, and I got a new Saturday LP for you. The last couple of weeks there has been no Saturday LPs, and it's because I was trying to figure out how to do this one. So this one, I don't know. I was introduced to this game by a comment, I believe, on the channel itself. It wasn't a particular video. Maybe I can find the comment. But they made me aware from these particular developers about this game and another one called The Black Watchman. And then coincidentally, they had, let's call it a partnership, but we have a new game coming out, which suddenly the name is completely blanked on me. But I kickstarted the game. I put, oh my goodness, I'm trying to speak here. I'm not doing that well. But I put some money to the Kickstarter, and then with the amounts I funded, I got a copy of this game and The Black Watchman. So I am planning to do these. Now, this one, it's like The Secret World. One of the interesting things about The Secret World is that it has the in-game browser. So certain investigation missions will actually require you to use the real-life internet. This is such the case here. And so right now, I know this game, I want to say recently, it was on Greenlight, or it was in like beta version for some time, but now I think recently the full game had released. So that's why you see I played a bit just to get a feel for it. Now, unlike the way I usually play is I play a very set amount of time to 2 hours. I find that with the investigation missions in The Secret World, having that preset time doesn't work very well, particularly when I have to edit things down. This is where I start like cheating, so to speak. Now, I saw that with the full release of the game, there is a hint system that's going to be very helpful, which I've only used it once. We're going to start a new game here, start right from the beginning. It's been some time, so maybe there's things I remember, things I don't forgot. But I think we should be able to breeze through the first few of these things here. And then from there, things might get interesting. So yeah, I don't have a set amount of time. I don't know if, here's what I'm trying to decide. The Saturday LPs either might be a bit staggered or play some of this, play another game, and then just try to work it out. My main worry for this is if I have a large raw video files, it's going to take up a lot of hard drive space. Right now, luckily I don't have a huge amount, so everything's good. So I say let's get started with a new game. Okay. This will erase your current progress? No problem.
Before you is a gateway between worlds known simply as the Artifact. It grants access to dreams and the waking realm. With its power, you can observe both sides of a dreamer, their conscious and unconscious selves. Understanding the hidden symbolism of each world will provide valuable insight into their lives.
Okay. Another thing I should say, let's go to just the settings. So there's an interesting thing where there's this setting where you can choose that the game is only playable at night. Obviously, for my sake, I took that off because I need to play this game at times when I can play the game. Either way.
Good evening. A challenge awaits you. It will unlock the gates to this world. The object before you is a token from me to you. Here on this table, it holds a precious memory.
As I was attempting to say, the main point of the being only able to play at night, since this is called Ahnayro, I could be probably saying that wrong, the dream world, it's all about kind of dreams and memories. And so with that, the whole play at night is more of an atmospheric thing to set yourself in. Okay, so let's press the thumbtack.
Within each object are pieces of a whole. When you find the symbolism within each fragment, you will unlock the object's meaning. These fragments can be explored in any order.
Okay, and over here it says piece together the meaning of the object from the associated dream fragment. So let's just start with this one.
Each fragment is a glimpse at something larger, a puzzle that must be understood and solved. You must find knowledge beyond merely yourself. Research in the waking world will open doors in this reality. Descend further to validate your research.
Okay, so let's just have a look at this right now. This London street, great not little, was host to the first children's hospital. Okay. And the sigil.
You must literally draw a conclusion. This divine geometry, a sigil in essence, will bring you closer to finding me.
I was standing in a small house in the woods, surrounded by a myriad of animals of every kind. A nest, lying in the center, held a little girl, myself, pale and asleep. The animals cried as I stood over her, and a little white bird flew through the window. It said, "You must clap, you must believe, or she will die." I tried to clap, and I did, but the animals could not. I saw she was doomed, and I clapped along as she died. No one could help her.
Okay. So, oops. Sorry. Click here. Try and remember. So, with that, I already have... So, this London street... So, sorry, I should go. We have 3 things. We have to choose 3 things. And it's going to be on a particular London street. Oopsies. Here we go. So I got this brought up here. So, let's see, first, London Hospital. I should put Children's Hospital. Shoot. Put space there. Okay, so first Children's Hospital, Great Ormond Street Hospital. Let's see, and let's just have a look because there's a picture right there. Keep clicking that. There you go. And that looks like it's it. So the Great Ormond Street Hospital, informally GOSH, that's actually a rather cute acronym, is a children's hospital located in the Bloomsbury area of the London Borough of Cadman. The question is, what's it looking for? Is it looking for... It says Bloomsbury. But I'm looking for... Closing that just to make things easier. Now, I don't think Bloomsbury is not... This one I do not remember at all. This London Street, Great Not Little, was host to the first children's hospital. So, Great Not Little. So yeah, okay, we got the right hospital. We just... History... This London Street, specifically says this London Street. Charles, despite opening with just 10 beds, it grew into one of the world's leading children's hospitals through the patronage of Queen Victoria, counting Charles Dickens, a personal friend of Dr. West, the chief physician, as one of the first fundraisers. Oh wait, Ormond Street. Oh, it's right in the name too. The Great Ormond Street. So Ormond. O-R-M-O-N-D. Okay, so let's see if we have that here. O-R. M-O-N-D. There go. Copyright. Great Ormond Street Hospital. Don't know what that's about there.
Like a massive pearl illuminated the scene. A twisted emerald lake, crowded with tiny ships. In a bird's nest boat, I was a little girl with a broomstick mast and bedsheet sail. A cloud moved across the moon, and it was a flock of little white birds. They broke across the fleet of ships, and we rose from the water to fly over London's roofs. The breeze is beautiful as I went up to a starless night.
Okay. A connection you must make between London, a lake, and a snake. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points here. A connection you must make between London, a lake, and a snake. If I type in London, lake, snake, what's that? London. The Serpentine? Okay. Let me just reaffirm a connection you must make between London, a lake, and a snake. So the Serpentine, also known as the Serpentine River, is a 40-acre recreational lake in Hyde Park, London. I should actually, you know what, I should have made a Great Ormond Street Hospital. Ooh, spelled hospital wrong. Hospital. You know what, whatever. It'll auto-correct it for me. And let's take, what's the wiki page? Wiki. Here we go. So I can have both of them. Let's go back to the Serpentine. So recreational, although is commonly referred location London, England. Although it is common to refer the entire body of water as the Serpentine, strictly the name refers only to the eastern half of the lake. Interesting. So it's called the Serpentine, also known as Serpentine River, but it's a lake. I don't know. When I think of snake, I don't think of lake. Oh, the rhymes. Which marks the boundary between Hyde Park and Kensington Garden. Also marks the Serpentine western boundary. It's talking a lot about boundaries when you say connection between. So, how do you spell Serpentine? I'd rather have the spelling with me on hand. So S-E-P-S. I'm shaking my table here writing this. Serpentine. This needs to make 5. So S-E-R-P. Okay, no, that is actually nicely split up into 5. So E-N. That's E-E-E-N. T-I. N-E. N-E.
A thread binds each fragment together. An attribute of each points you in the direction of their similar virtues. Once you have found the hidden connection, the object's meaning will become clear.
Okay. Is that it? Copyright in Kensington Garden. Piece together the meaning of the object from the associated dream fragments. Okay, sorry. This looks different from when I last looked at this, so it's completely changed to me. Kensington Garden and copyright. So, and this is why I opened it up like this. It mentions Kensington Garden here. So geography of the lake. And then this one says something about copyright. Now if I wonder, Peter Pan copyright. If you're wondering what this function, if you press Control Find in your browser, it will bring up the find function, which will allow you search in your browser that for that specific word. It's very helpful in finding things. So copyright. The hospital is known internationally for receiving from J.M. Barrie the copyright to Peter Pan in 1929, which has provided significant funding for the institution. That is really interesting. Let's go there and read that. So Peter Pan copyright. Can we get rid of this? In April 1929, the hospital was the recipient of playwright J.M. Barrie's copyright to the Peter Pan works, with the provision that the income from this source not be disclosed. This gave the institution control of the rights to these works and entitled it to royalties from any performance or publication of the play and derivative works. Four theatrical feature films were produced, innumerable performances of the play have been presented, and numerous editions of the novel were published under license from the hospital. Its trustees commissioned a sequel novel, Peter Pan in Scarlet, which was published in 2006 and received mixed reviews, with a film adaptation planned. And the copyright first expired... Okay, sorry, that's as far as I'm going to read. Now, the Serpentine has something about Kensington Garden, which, and you know what I should look up. So we have 3. Copyright in Kensington Garden. So we have 3, there's 3 things that we have to click in order to get this to go, unless it's also Peter Pan. I'm thinking that because I saw Pan here, and there's a Tur, and there's a PE somewhere, I'm assuming. Sorry. Oh, I don't see PE. A PA. Well, I guess maybe it's not Peter Pan. Oh no, P is right here. Okay. So I'm right now thinking the connection might be Peter Pan. So if I type in Peter Pan here, it's literally right in front of me. So since 1864, the Serpentine Swimming Club has organized a 100-yard race every year, every Christmas morning for the Peter Pan Cup, inaugurated by J.M. Barrie, the creator. And I'm assuming this is held at... Is this held at that specific lake? Okay, well, you know what? We're just going to go for it anyway. So, Peter Pan, where's P? Peter Pan. There we go.
Now that you have resolved all the fragments and understood the meaning of all objects, you will connect with the presence behind these memories. Once this séance has occurred, new paths will open for you in the artifact.
Okay. So are we I'm assuming this is just the kind of beginner tutorial area. So is this where we were? Sorry.
You have uncovered something of interest in the waking world. You may leave the dream and view it online.
Oh, and the Kinofata Dream Journal, Sick Children. I can't even remember the last time I felt this tired. It's a deep exhaustion that feels like it's settled into my very bones. I walk sometimes to try and exercise my muscles. Not far. There are many places that I can explore on my own, and even still, with supervision, there isn't much to see. But each movement feels languid, like a broken old windmill that still haphazardly turns in the wind. I think of the sick children in the hospital, like in old Victorian novels, how weary they must have been from long days in bed, needing to play outside, to feel the wind on their pale and clammy skin, needing to smell the leaves, the breeze from the Serpentine. I think of how sad they must have been, and how wrong I am to feel my own sadness. Will I even get better? Can I even become healthy again? I fear the answer, and I'm afraid I don't have the hope or the strength to fight against it right now. Something changed last night, but I'm not quite sure I can tell what just yet. I had another one of my dreams last night. The dream, it felt almost tangible, like I could reach out and touch it. It was so different than before. I felt like a fairy flying from a beautiful faraway garden to this great industrial city. Then I was there, in a great old hospital. As an aside, for some reason the name of the Great Ormond Street Hospital was with me. After waking, I researched it online, and it didn't take me long to see the sturdy architecture, the cylindrical towers, and the many windows I knew so well from my dream. Inside, there was a sad little kid. Her eyes stared out the window beside her bed, and I knew she wanted to be outside. But I recognized the deep tiredness in her eyes. It's a tired I've recently come to know. I watched her take a deep breath and close her eyes, and that was it. I've often wondered, more so lately, if there is any peace in that final breath. How restful it must be knowing your tired and weary bones won't ache anymore. I was sad, but there was a presence with me. A new presence I had never felt before. It was reassuring, like I knew with it around I would be safe. The child did not seem sad when she died, but the presence helped me. It calmed me and helped me move away from the child and my own sadness. I felt it reach out somehow, felt it touch me. It felt like that breath of fresh air I imagined the child was desperate for. I have to stop here. The nurse just told me my time is up. Somehow, I feel less fearful for tonight. Okay. Let's go into the new thing here.
I just want respite. To fall into the blissful void. To wake up rested, my mind restored. I can't spend another night in there. This vision that plagues me, this illness that invades me each night. I can't keep going like this. The exercise the doctor gave me, the Glasswick technique, it's supposed to put me back in control. I've tried everything else. This has to work. There's no use fighting it anymore. I can already feel myself drifting off. All I can hope for is that tonight will be different. It's time to go to sleep.
Okay, so someone's sick. Wow, there are a ton here. Is there any way to go back? No, okay, so once you click it, you have to go for it.
I lay back by the edge of the pool to catch my breath as water dripped off of me onto the tiles. I was no longer hysterical, but troubled by how close I had come to the unfathomable darkness. I blinked, and a deathly pale female face broke the surface of the water. The drowned woman spoke. I don't think two people could have been happier till this terrible disease came. I can't fight any longer. Her face dipped back below the surface and passed into the dark, but was quickly replaced by another figure. My shadow emerged from the depths. In the blue light of the moon, it seemed taller and menacing. I fled.
Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I might actually remember this one. The Bloomsbury group. So let's have a look at that. Which one is my... Here we go. I'm using the incognito function because I don't want all of this kind of messing up my own search functions, stuff like that. So the Bloomsbury group. Okay. The Bloomsbury group, or Bloomsbury set, was an influential group of associated English writers, intellectuals, philosophers, and artists, the best known members of which include Virginia Woolf, John... Okay, so a bunch this loose collective of friends and relatives lived worked or studied together near Bloomsbury, London, during the first half of the 20th century, according to Ian. I don't know how to say that last name. Although its members denied being a group in any formal sense, they were united by an abiding belief in the importance of the arts. Their work and outlook deeply influenced literature, aesthetic criticism, and economics, as well as modern attitudes towards feminism, pacifism, and sexuality. And I think, I think I remember this one. Virginia Wolfe. I believe, if I remember this one, is her name. With everything gone, only this certainty remain. I just want to see. With everything gone, only this certainty remained. Virginia Woolf's suicide letter. Wow. Okay, so it's definitely, this one I have to assume is Virginia Woolf. So, I don't know, would be her, just her first name? Or, actually, I don't see a V, so maybe it isn't, maybe I'm remembering wrong, or they changed it, that's also a possibility. V. No. Okay. And, okay. Bloomsbury group. I feel certain I am. Virginia Woolf's handwritten suicide note, painful and poignant. Cannot go on spoiling your life any longer. Problem is, it's her, unless, unless is it suicide note? Because I don't see a V. I'm like tilting my head this way and that just to see if I'm looking at it wrong, since some of the letters are upside down. I don't see anything that, well, there's ST. Does she have a different name? Adeline Virginia Wolfe. What does it say about the Bloomsbury? After the death of their father and Virginia's second nervous breakdown, Hyde Park Gate. What does this thing say?
I lay back by the edge of the pool to catch my breath as water dripped off of me onto the tiles. I was no longer hysterical, but troubled by how close I had come to the unfathomable darkness. I blinked, and a deathly pale female face broke the surface of the water. The drowned woman spoke. I don't think two people could have been happier till this terrible disease came. I can't fight any longer. Her face dipped back below the surface and passed into the dark, but was quickly replaced by another figure. My shadow emerged from the depths. In the blue light of the moon, it seemed taller and menacing. I fled.
Okay, I switched to this because I wanted to see if my if the audio was still playing, and it does. After completing the manuscript of her last posthumously published novel, Between Acts, Wolfe fell into a depression. Maybe it's depression I'm writing, because the whole thing is talking about the way the audio was more about, I don't know how to describe it. I completely lost my train of thought because I'm connecting all these dots and trying to put all these puzzle pieces together. Just gonna write depression down in my booklet here. Similar to that which she early experienced, the onset of World War II, the destruction of her London home during the Blitz, and the cool reception given to her biography of her late friend Roger Fry all worsened her condition until she was unable to work. On 28th March 1941, Wolfe drowned herself by filling her overcoat pockets with stones and walking into the river Ouse near her home. Wolfe's body was not found until 18th of April. Her husband buried her cremated remains beneath an elm tree in the garden of Monk's house, their home in Rodmell, Sussex. In her suicide note addressed to her husband, she wrote, "Dearest, I feel certain that I am going mad again. I feel we cannot go through another of those terrible times, and I shan't recover this time. I begin to hear voices, and I can't concentrate, so I am doing what seems the best thing to do. You have given me the greatest possible happiness. You have been in every way all that anyone could be. I don't think two people could have been happier till this terrible disease came. I can't fight any longer. I know that I am spoiling your life, that without me you could work, and you will, I know. You see, I can't even write this properly. I can't read. What I want to say is I owe all the happiness of my life to you. You have been entirely patient with me and incredibly good. I want to say that. Everybody knows it. If anybody could have saved me, it would have been you. Everything has gone from me but the certainty of your goodness. I cannot go on spoiling your life any longer. I don't think two people could have been happier than we have been." Okay, I am going to try depression. Because I saw the two S here, and that's what made me think it's possibly that. I just need to find a D. I wish I could spin this, but I'm not finding it. I don't find a D. It's all two letters. Actually, if it's all two letters, D and a singular N. We have a singular E, but I don't have a singular N. Do we have a singular D? It's a P, right? That's P, E, O, G. That's a D, N. In case you're wondering what happens if I just click the wrong type of thing, so I'm just going to click random sets here. And it does that. So, So I guess it's not her name, because we have nothing that starts. The only thing that I can see that begins with a D, unless it's, well, no, the only thing that begins with a D is DN here. That's P C Marecoe OGO. Okay, so it's not. I really thought we had it. Depression. It's not depression. And also this PR is here, which made me think of it. So it's not depression. It has to do with her suicide note. This was March 28th. When was the suicide note written? March 28th. So I'm on the right track. It's just... It's not drowning because... what am I looking for? Is it her... If it's her place of drowning, there would be pictures. Because all the pictures were one of the Bloomsbury group. Then it was a picture of her, a picture of the letter, and then a section of the letter itself. Which was, where is it? You have been into... No, not that one. I can't find it. Oh wait, everything has gone from me but the certainty. Mental illness. That's manic depressive. Manic depressive? I don't know. I don't imagine that's it. And just so, might as well just also show the hint system. So we have 5 hints, 0 of 5 hints consumed. Using hints will help you in your research, but be careful, you have a maximum of 5 hints to consume every night. Bloomsbury Group Best Known Member. Among her final words. Okay. Among her final words. So are we looking for something specifically from the letter itself? Dearest, terrible times, voices. It's the thing. Only it stops with everything gone. Only this certainty remain. Is it goodness? There we go. Okay, it was goodness. So I end up using Sir George Henry Savage. I'm assuming that is her husband's name. Sorry. Let me just look this up because all this will come into play at some point. Where is it? I think it was right at the top, it might have said. No? Actually, we can... Usually Leonard... Who's George Henry Savage? Oopsies. George Henry... Yeah, well... Okay, so we have George Henry here. So Sir Leslie Stephen's eminence as an editor, critic, and biographer in his connection meant that his children were raised in an environment filled with influences. Henry James, George Henry Lewes, and Sir George Henry. Don't know what that is, but we'll come upon that later on.